No specific student went to police about Audrey's alleged attack. The Santa Clara sheriff says Saratoga High administrators notified her office after hearing rumors among the students. I'm going to turn now to clinical psychologist Barbara Greenberg. So, Barbara, Audrey's high school paper, The Falcon, just reported that maybe 10 students in all saw these pictures. 10 students. Why do you think none of them went to police?
Yeah, it's very interesting what happens when you have a group of kids. You get sort of this group think that goes on, where everybody assumes that it's somebody else's responsibility to do something. And that really concerns me in the deepest possible way, that you have so many kids witnessing something so tragic happening and nobody takes responsibility. I think this is where there's a lot of room for parent education, for parents to teach their kids that if they see something tragic or an atrocity or even something that smacks of emotional pain going on, that they need to bear some responsibility for their friends and their peers. That kids should be taught not only to look out for themselves, but to look out for one another.
And Barbara, stand by with us for just a moment. That press conference is now taking place, and we're going to go ahead and listen in.
These were young men who committed these crimes.
Let's bring in our expert, Barbara Greenberg, just for one last question before we go. Barbara, it's very clear, and you hear this from the attorney and also from the mother of Audrey Pott. Her distress became so much greater following the alleged sexual assault because she found out there were pictures, and we've seen other cases like this. Why did this, what is the effect of that on a victim?
She expected, I am quite sure, that her friends and her peers would give her support after this atrocity happened to her. And instead of support, she got further humiliation. And I think the combination of what happened to her, the assault, plus the lack of support and further humiliation was just too much for her to handle, be too much for anybody to handle. And even her teenage female friends were unable to support her, likely because they wanted to remain popular with the boys and didn't want to lower their social status. Very sad. And I think as a society, we need to do a lot of repair work here. We as parents need to teach their kids to be responsible for one another, and as psychologists, we need to educate parents.
And that's something that we heard from the family there. They don't want this to happen to other girls, and they're trying to raise awareness. Barbara Greenberg, thank you so much for talking to us about this terrible incident. Now, tonight, Audrey Pott's parents will speak live with Piers Morgan right here on CNN.